Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Graffiti Podcast, and with us today we have none other than ORFN. Who's ORFN?
ORFN is my alter ego. See, ORFN was created in 2003, back in the day, to deal with the negativity in my life. So it's just something to escape.
Can you tell us more about the transition you went through?
So I was 5 years old. So I came from a small town from Nebraska. So it's crazy for me to come to a big city. When I got to the city, it was just crazy to me because I never even understood like what the fuck gangs were or nothing. And the first time I walked down the street to Walgreens, because I grew up on 36th and Walcott, which Walgreens was on 35th, I seen gangbangers fighting for the first time. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is motherfuckers fighting? Like, I didn't get it. It was just crazy to see that shit at a very young age. It was nuts, man. It was crazy. Once you start in elementary school, you start to learn about gangs for sure. Like, this is a gang-infested city, and I feel like you have to make that choice. It's either you're going to be a straight gangbanger or you're going to be a graffiti writer. Luckily, I grew up on 36 and Walcott because was the TDM block. And it's crazy for me to actually later on in life run TDM.
How did the journey begin for you?
How I really got into graffiti was when I was a young kid. My brother would hang out with these cats and would go around and bust tags and shit. So I used to follow him. My brother never used to want to take me anywhere. He would always tell me I was too little. So like I would literally follow him 2 blocks away, stashed behind the tree. And then I would see motherfuckers like busting tags and smoking and shit. And like, it was amazing to me because like me watching Beat Street for the first time at 9 years old, I fell in love with it. I was just like, what the fuck is this shit, man? Like my brother was getting in trouble. I remember him like getting locked up and my mom beating his ass, finding him with streaks and shit inside his room. And it was so cool because it was like the outcast thing to do and shit. So shout out to my brother Narc too, you know, big influence for sure, you know what I mean?
How was that feeling when you first hold the spray can?
I mean, to be honest, it was very hard for me to actually get spray paint. So I used to go to Walgreens and rack the fucking spray you used to spray on your hair like for Halloween and shit. And I would bust tags down all the alleys. I was a toy. And then at one point in time, it's funny because like I was writing LTDM for little TDMs. And then the older TDM niggas checked me. They're like, came up to me like, yo, what the fuck you doing, bro? You can't be doing that shit. Dude. You know what I'm saying? Like this was like when I was in 3rd grade, bro. So
Was you writing ORFN?
it started off like with stupid names. Like me and my boy, Are You Okay? He used to write Hope. So I just started writing Soap. You know what I'm saying? And then I grew up like Noble's been my neighbor my whole life. I've known Noble longer than anybody. You know what I mean? Noble for like almost 28 years. And it's crazy because he's been a part of my life and we actually grown together and we seen it all. You know, shout out to him and his family too. Cause like, you know, when it got rough, they always made sure I had a place to stay.
How was it coming to this graffiti scene? And what are some early memories you have?
Back then, I was horrible. Like I grew up around niggas that already had style, like Are You Okay? And then shout out to my boy Creo, R.I.P. Creo and shit. We used to hang out together and they all kind of had their style, you know? And then with me coming from Nebraska, I was always like the last one picked on the team. So like, I think that's why I got so much passion and hunger because like I could never fit in. And I could remember motherfuckers coming up to Are You Okay? Like, yo, like, turn my crew and then like tell me I had to work on sketches and shit. Like it would just make me feel like fuck, like, you know, I wasn't accepted. I started like just like studying Chicago graffiti, and then like when I turned, I think when it was like 11 or 12 years old, I used to be a part of this crew called TMC. Chicago's so segregated, it's crazy, but I grew up in McKinley Park, and TMC was on the McKinley Park side of it. So when I was in 5th grade, I realized that I wanted to get a little bit bigger. I knew that being in TMC was cool and all, but I was only gonna grow so much. So I went to the other park, which is across the tracks, which is Hoyne Park, and I asked to turn NMU. So NMU DTC at the time was ran by Rain, rocker, Rome, and ammo. So when I was 12 years old, they bring me into his basement, and Rome and Rocker explained a letter to me. So they had me sketch a letter, and they asked me like, yo, so sketch a letter, and then I'm gonna sketch a letter, and I'm gonna tell you what you're doing wrong. So I used to write arson at the time. I didn't really take it serious. I probably did 10 fill-ins in my whole career. I thought I was on some shit. So I did a little A bubble letter, and then Rome literally did a fucking crazy ass R. And he explained it to me like in fighting stance, like, yo, like my letter versus your letter, my letter will fuck your letter up. And at that time I was like, damn, like it just stuck to me. See, in school, like I didn't really pay attention, and like I never really learned shit, but it's crazy for him to explain that to me and me understand it, because after that I started actually developing a stilo.
What was the event behind the name ORFN?
So my name was given to me by Rain. He's not NMU no more. I think he's repping Air Crew, but shout out to Rain and Gas. They wrote a bunch of names and they had us pick. It was me and my boy at the time. So was Are You Okay? So he picked Are You Okay? And then I read ORFN. And then to me, I was just like, man, like it just sounds like something you'll remember. It's like not ordinary, so it just fit perfect. But ironically, it's just like I feel like I was always in the streets and shit, so it kind of fit with me a little bit, you know what I mean?
So you feel like the name picked you instead of you picking the name?
I would say so, you know, like I would say that when he read it to me, it just sounded perfect. And at the time, it's just, I like, see, like when you're coming up, it's so hard to pick a name, dude. It's like you fucking sitting there looking through the dictionary, looking online, going to the library and looking on the internet to fucking bite a name or try to figure out anything. And like, once I heard that name, it fucking flowed perfect. You know, I was just like, man, that shit's beautiful. But to be honest with you, those are the fucking hardest letters to do. I hate the O, R, and the F. Like, it's just horrible. And then it ends with an N. It's just garbage. And not only that, there's a very famous ORFN from San Francisco. Shout out to him, RIP. But just to let you know, like I didn't bite the name. This is shit before the internet. I even got a video like from 2004. You can find that shit on YouTube. Fucking me doing a street smacker. You know what I'm saying? I had to be like 12, 13 years old, dude. It's crazy.
How do you feel about the people that want you to stop writing ORFN?
To be honest with you, like I don't even listen to my mom, bro. It's like at the end of the day, it's like, what do you expect for me to sit and listen to some niggas like that I don't even know? It's like, honestly, at the end of the day, it's graffiti. See, we don't own letters. That's also one thing, but it's not like I sat there and bit the nigga's name. I do respect though, cause I go to Frisco occasionally. I got a TDM crew out there. Shout out to San Jose. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, and I don't even write ORFN out there. Out of respect. The funny thing is a lot of these niggas are just hating from the couch. They ain't even painting, but they're sitting there like judgmental as fuck. Like people would understand how much love and passion I actually bring to this shit, then I think they would respect me more. But it's okay, because I like to be the outsider, bro. You know what I mean? I don't need to fit in with nobody, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I know what I do, and all I need is me and my crew, you know, representing Chicago 100%. Fuck what everybody thinks. You know, there's so many names are recycled. You know what I'm saying? It's just how you represent it. And it's like, you search me, it's just two totally different styles though. I'm not hating on the guy, but I'm just saying in general, like I do take this shit serious for sure.
To you, what's graffiti?
Graffiti is just an expression from the ghetto, you know what I mean? And it gives us something to actually live for, you know what I mean? Like, and I'd say at first it was a game, but then it just got to an addiction. And then now it's just like, okay, what's the purpose? Like, what are you doing it for? Because like at the end of the day, like, you know, we can sit here and all be egotistical and act like we're really doing shit, but who's really inspiring? You have to inspire, man. You know what I mean? It's like, that's something that I feel like a lot of the older Chicago niggas don't really focus on. And I think that with me, I focused on building my crew and niggas around me, because I'm the least unselfish person you'll ever meet. I'm glad I did that though, because like now I feel like we have a very solid team. I just wish that, you know, we still could stay young and everybody had the same drive for it, but you know, niggas grow old and shit. It happens, you know, so.
What is your surface of choice?
I can't really give you a straight answer on that. I can't. I love it all, man. I'm a jack of all trades, man. I do everything. I started off, I couldn't even do a straight letter. That's the funny thing. So I was like stuck on throwies for a very long time. So like 15, 16 years old, streets were my favorite, like 100%. Like I grew up doing streets probably for like 15 years, and then graduated to like doing freights. And then I started doing freights because I feel like the freight scene, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where you get your money's worth. Like if anybody knows with graph, it's like, you know, like you trying to get your shit to rock, and growing up in the city of Chicago, like in the 90s, we were buff capital, 100%. So, you know, like freights were where you get your bang for your buck. And then once I did the freights, I went to billboards. I wish when I was a kid, I could do this shit like growing up. Shout out to D-Tech, you know, like he fucking would kill billboards. And like I would look up to this guy like crazy because he would fucking smash him end to end. And I've never seen anybody do it, you know, like him. And he would like strategically do it like it was like a fucking a James Bond mission. He'll put a crate on his head because if you see D, he's a short motherfucker. Like, but like you would see how short this guy is. And then when he would climb down from the billboard, how big he rocked that shit. That shit was dope. Like, so graduating from billboards, and then I feel like the cherry on top was panels.
How do you feel about some of the new writers not taking the time to develop a style and taking it to the streets?
It's like, fuck it. Let motherfuckers do what they're gonna do. Like, at the end of the day, it's like, at least that they're together and they're bombing. Because that's the thing is I feel like in New York, there's a lot of niggas that write graffiti, but a lot of niggas are shy. So it's like there's niggas that paint and there's niggas that are sketching, trying to get their style up. I feel like in Chicago, we start off whack, but after a while, the more we do it, that's when you learn. And some people like, you know, like in California, for instance, they don't like P-walls, permission walls. Like they think that shit's lame, but to me, I feel like that's where you sharpen your skills, man. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna do something, you know, give it your all 100%, man. You know what I mean? Just try your hardest and challenge yourself, you know, and be humble about it too. There's a lot of cocky niggas out there that think that they're a little bigger than what they are. I feel like you need to be humble and know that there's always growth, 100%. You know, you have to grow and challenge yourself, because if you think that you're the dopest, you're gonna stick in that little box.
Well, this is my favorite part of the podcast, the questions we receive from people on Instagram, and the first question is...
Titties or ass?
Man, I'm an ass nigga for sure, man, 100%, you know. I do like them Latinas, but they're fucking crazy. The couple of Latinas I've been with from Nebraska, so I kind of miss them white girls, but I've had a couple of white girls too, and I don't know, man. It's I think they're just all crazy, but yeah, ass for sure.
Who gave you that drive?
I got my drive and my passion from my grandfather. And right before he died, he told me, you know, that I'm a good kid and to do what I want and follow your dreams.
How many billboards have you done in one night?
Hey, look, I don't keep track of, I don't keep a track score. Like I fucking just paint them. Like keeping score, that shit's for the chumps, man.
You think you have any competition?
Oh yeah, there's always competition, you know. That's what I love about Chicago, you know. Shout out CM Dub, you know, MUL for sure. Them niggas, ITS for sure push me, but yeah, you know, like there's also a competition amongst my friends. Like it's always a friendly battle all the time. Like who's gonna burn who, or you know what I'm saying? You should always try to fucking be the victor.
Why are you so big-headed?
Nah, see, a lot of motherfuckers, they confuse my confidence for arrogance. But one thing I can say is I've been doing this shit 23 years. So it's like 100% I take this craft serious. I do this. So if niggas are salty because I do shit correctly, then let them niggas be salty. I'm not big-headed at all. I'm very humble, bro.
How you prepare yourself mentally?
That's one thing you don't prepare yourself for. You just let your hand go. You don't focus on what you're doing. You just let that shit come out. And see, like a lot of graph niggas and a lot of piecers and shit would tell you that. Like, see, like I do a lot of details and shit. Like back when I was younger, I would get a little bit funky with it, but I never knew what I was doing, you know. But you got to just know how to, you know, pattern your shit out and, you know, symmetry. Have everything at a pattern. And don't do too much in one area, you know. But mentally, I just let whatever come out. I freestyle everything. I never sketch. I swear, I sketch at home. I doodle, but everything that I do is freestyle.
What's the one thing fucking up graffiti?
Honestly, I would just say the lack of effort. I would say that, see, nowadays, the internet, it just gets motherfuckers big-headed, you know. I don't say that I would say it's destroying it. I just feel like niggas got to stop counting their feelings and counting their likes. Like, fuck that shit. Like, just go out there and paint and do it and have fun with your friends, bro. Like, that's what the beauty of it is like you have a culture amongst a team of niggas that not too many people fit in, and all you guys together fit in, and nobody can tell you nothing about it. You know what I mean? It's your personal space, and that's where you escape
What were some of your first names?
My first names were probably some goofy shit. I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, there used to be a website called Art Crimes, and I used to literally go and bite motherfuckers' names on there and act like I was that dude. Shout out to my nigga Sips. You know, Sips, I used to act like I was Sips, and I would show my uncle flicks and shit, and he'd be tripping out like, damn, that's dope, but it really wasn't me. It was Sips the whole time and shit. So shout out to him for sure. He was a big influence in the beginning for sure.
Yo, how is the graffiti life?
It's just tough though. It's tough. Like living a graffiti writer in the city. First of all, you have a lot of bitches around you. So it's like in your girl's mind, she thinks that there's a bunch of bitches and they're naked, and it's not really like that. It's a bunch of nerds sitting in a fucking room or sketching, smoking weed, trying to figure out a spot to hit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not really like that. You know what I mean? Of course, there's groupies everywhere, but also too, it's like, you know, like I feel like it's a very tight knit community that we do, and it takes a lot of effort and skill, and you know, we lose a lot of sleep, and you know what I'm saying, and sometimes you get locked up, and you know, and sometimes niggas, you know, KO their fucking career and shit. It's fucked up. But
if you could put Chicago on a list, what place would it be?
Nigga, number one, 100%. It's cause I'm here. You know what I mean? I can't speak for anybody else, but I know that at least while I'm still here, I'm gonna rep this shit to the death of me. And every time I go to a different city, you know, I'm literally fucking tearing shit up. So, you know, like I make sure motherfuckers know that we're there and they know when we leave. And it's funny because a lot of niggas don't even want to link with us until we leave, and then like they see all the spots we hit and they're like, damn, like what the fuck, like, you know. But I don't know, I got that like hater magnet. I get stamped and motherfuckers be hating on me, but it's all good. I love that shit because it just gets me hungrier to do more and more and more. And you know, I'm never gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Like 100%. Like I'm really trying to focus and make this shit a career. Trying to transition into like some art shit, but honestly, like graph, like it will never die. Like as long as I'm alive and my niggas, like I just hope and wish that niggas still have the passion and drive. And one thing that if people could remember me, just remember that I give a lot of heart. I mean, and I love to teach all the youth that, you know, that you can do this and achieve your goals, and fuck all that school shit, you know what I mean? I mean, if that's what it's about, then it's cool. But to me personally, like, follow your dreams, man. You won't regret it.
How do you handle all these negative comments and hate from other people?
You know what? Honestly, at the end of the day, it's like, fuck it. You know, if you ain't got haters, you ain't doing shit right, man. You know what I mean? And honestly, like, it's cool though, because from the beginning, I came from Nebraska, so I was never accepted. And see, the thing is, a lot of these niggas, like, don't really see it, but I changed the underdogs. I grab all the niggas that ain't really that dope, that I feel like just teaching them a little bit of confidence, and then they actually become superstars. So it's like, fuck all you niggas that think that you're hot shit, because at the end of the day, it's like, when it comes to me and my niggas, like, we sit and paint real shit. Like, I don't sit there and paint the highest billboards. I hit the lowest billboards. So niggas can't say like, oh, well, you hit the same fucking high billboard. I'm like, nah, nigga, I hit the one right in your face, and I did a little video for these niggas so they can see like what I'm on, like, but also too, it's like I'm very low key when it comes to shit. Like, I don't care if niggas are hating or not, because I don't even put out that much content. I think niggas just hate because I got a lot of feelings. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I think niggas wish they could do what I do. I paint every day, bro, of my life. I paint every day. So that's something that I feel like niggas can't do.
A crazy story involving the police.
When I was like 15 years old, I used to paint with my nigga B-Ups, NMU DTC. Very big influence in my life as well when it comes to like hip hop. He was, one time we were painting on like 56 and Pulaski. It's like, she used to be a Tasty Freeze. I think it's a Pollo Loco now on the fence. We were some toys. We were driving around with some chick named Sparks, and my boy was recording me rocking the fence, and I did a big ass EMNMU, flipping NME, and then an NMU, and then fucking 5-0 peeped us. So they sent the whole fucking, station after us, because the station was right down the block. So I like run through the gangway, and I fucking like try to hide behind this barbecue grill. And then it's funny because the fucking cop is looking for me, and I'm laying on the floor in a little ball. And fucking, I knocked the barbecue grill over like an idiot, and then I got grabbed and shit. So as they handcuffed me, they walked me to the car, and then some black cop comes up and tases me for running and shit. And like literally, I was shaking in the car. It was crazy too, because they let that nigga B-Ups go. I don't know if he snitched or not. I don't know. I haven't seen that nigga in years, but I know me and old girl got locked up and he got let go. He was a white boy too, so maybe on some fucking white supremacy shit. That shit's crazy.
Hey, yo. What's one of the biggest lessons you have learned?
Follow your dream, man. Don't let anybody knock you down. You know, I just feel like if you believe in something, you know, just do it and have compassion and love. And it's like cooking, bro. Like if you don't have love in that shit, then you're gonna taste it, man. You know, so I just feel like in life, I really put a lot of love and effort into graffiti. And I feel like, see, if I would have done anything else, I probably would have been a little bit farther in life, but it all depends on what you guys measure. You know what I mean? See, if you measure it by money, then, you know, I've had money. Money comes and goes, but one thing I can say is the influence that I bring. I actually built a legacy doing something that I loved, and a lot of, like, my mom and a lot of people, like, hated on it. And it's like, now it's like, fuck it. 23 years later, I'm still doing it, and I'm not trying to be cocky, big-headed, as you niggas call it, but, you know, I love what I do, and I do it correctly, and I'm one of the best in the city. And if niggas are gonna do this craft, they gotta pass me up, and you can ask the city, like, what the fuck I do.
You've been in the game for quite some time. Is there anything you would like to tell them?
I would just say, like, slow it down a little bit and learn you can't control every situation, man. The thing is like, I got my BM pregnant at a very young age, so, like, my dad wasn't in my life much because my mom, like, kind of did the same shit my BM did, like, kind of, like, put an order of protection. So, like, I just wish that I would have told my younger self to like, not put myself in a predicament that I can't control. I feel like I try to control something, and I fought for a very long time trying to make something work that probably was never gonna work. And in the long run, I feel like it just slowed me down a little bit. I just try to break the cycle, though. That's all I was doing. But I still had a lot of love for graph. And it's funny because a lot of my niggas now got girlfriends and shit, and they fucking nowhere to be found. And I was like juggling a whole family and a crew and the fucking dude, a bunch of shit, dude. And I'm literally like learning piecing and fucking freights and, you know, different little fucking areas and traveling and still maintaining a family, bro.
What are some of the goals you have?
Goals is always be the best, you know, try to do it and, you know, do it at the highest level you feel like you can, and make sure everybody around you is on the same page. You know what I mean? Like there's no I in team, you know, and like for a long time, I feel like I was the front runner.
What can you say about you and your crew?
I could say that we're probably some of the biggest influence in the city now, 100%. If not the U.S., I got niggas all over Instagram hitting me up saying that, you know, they appreciate what I do and respect. You know, a lot of OGs and shit like coming up to me, telling me like the impact that I left and that I still keep them alive and shit. So that's a good feeling as well, man.
I know you have a lot of people, but any shout outs you want to do on the quicks?
I want to shout out to my crew, TDM. I want to shout out to my niggas that passed away, you know, Phrase, you know, my nigga Cast, Creo, my nigga Rawls. We're still out here doing this shit, you know what I'm saying? And we make sure that, you know, you ain't forgotten for sure. My nigga Binks, you know, Mad SFA.
Since you're touching that subject, how would you like people to remember ORFN?
I guess it don't even matter to me, just as long as they remember me. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, everybody's gonna have their opinion. See, the thing is with me is they're always gonna have some bullshit to say, but judge me off you. Don't judge me off what other people are saying. There's a lot of niggas out here that don't really love this craft, and see, with me, I call niggas out when they act like they're really doing shit. And like for me, it's like, let the niggas that love this shit enjoy it while we still can.
Any advice you have for the future generation?
Yo, just get off that fucking cocky shit. Like, you know, like just be humble, nigga. Y'all niggas got a lot of feelings to do. I fucking been doing shit 23 years. In Chicago, we call it seasons. So niggas do 3 seasons and they think they're hot shit. Like, I get it, nigga. You paint panels and shit, but come on, bro. Like, go and rock the city. Let's see. I don't even see niggas going all city no more. Like, shit. Like, when I was younger, all city was a thing. And now it's like niggas just like fucking post all their fucking train flicks the first night. That shit's whack. The saying we say is let the paint dry, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, stop being so fucking thirsty and, you know what I'm saying? Like, save them flicks for the vault. One thing about me is I push everybody. I don't sit there and fucking sugarcoat anything. Like, I don't. Like, I just would rather tell the truth and than fucking have some bullshit. Like, you know, like if your arrow's off, or if my little niggas are making t-shirts and I don't really like the design, I'm gonna tell them flat out. You know what I mean? Like, it's just how it should be. You know what I mean? Like,
You have no filter.
I feel like you don't need to, and maybe that's why a lot of niggas look at me like I'm big-headed. But see, like, I feel like a lot of niggas nowadays are just soft. They need to just, you know what I'm saying, get out there and hurt their elbows a little bit.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, social media is making people soft.
Nah, it's not even social media. It's like, think about it. When we were kids, like, they put that fucking soft shit on the playground. Like, that's when shit started getting soft. Niggas gotta fucking, rough their elbows and bump their elbows up a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all starts from that shit. Like, with me, I fucking would bust my shit all the time. And, you know, like, I didn't grow up rich, and I'm glad I didn't, though, because I actually appreciate everything. And at one point in time, I had everything, but I don't say it was everything, because now I feel like everything that I've lost in this graph struggle, I gained so much knowledge, and I got the very best friends and family that I can call that are truly my friends. I don't think that I would be the same without graffiti. Like, and I'm glad that I moved to the city, because at a very young age I learned my passion, and I've been doing it for a very long time. So I don't see that anymore. I don't see too many motherfuckers following their dreams. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing about niggas, is like, you following some paper that's made up. Like, fuck that shit. Like, follow your dreams and inspire. I think that in the long term, the legacy is gonna live.
Do you got any quote or phrase you go by?
We'll give you the TDM slogan, taught by my nigga Sober. If it ain't raw, it's worthless, bro. Remember that. Any spot you do, if it ain't raw, it ain't even worth it, bro. So just don't even do it. You get what I'm saying? So, like, stop fucking painting them scary ass brown spots, and low key, like, go out there and try a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my younger niggas, because, like, the way that we molded niggas, like, you know, like, we made sure and changed the aspect in the game. Now niggas are doing burners, like fucking 20 color burners and shit, like on the streets and shit, you know, like, you know, I'm glad I came from a city that, like, was hard and to be accepted in the culture, because I feel like we're still alive.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
I'm not just some corny nigga out here trying to king the city. It's not about that. It's honestly, like, it's about adrenaline for me now. Like, I feel like it's like maybe a dopamine or adrenaline rush that it has to be crazier and crazier every time.